Welcome into episode 4 of Andrew Makes You Money. I'm your host, Uncle Neely, here with my nephew, Andrew, and we're going to try to make you some money this week. And this week's episode, as always, is sponsored by AgriFeed Pet Supply, the only place to shop for your pet supply needs. Located in Knoxville, Tennessee, or on the World Wide Web at agrifeedpetsupply.com. Nephew, give us your disclaimers for the week.
Yeah, we said it last week, like if you're here making my picks, you're not making money. Like I think that's pretty obvious. Week 7, we went 1-5. Technically, last week in week 8, we did better. We went 2-5, so improvement. Maybe. Yeah, 2-5. We're mixing it up a little bit this week. We got a little different format. We got some picks we think are going to make money, but again, I can't promise you that you're going to make money making my picks.
All right, this is for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's start with your over for the week. We have Notre Dame and Syracuse at 47.5.
Yep. So I think Syracuse is a decent offense. Got a good quarterback. Notre Dame, like, who knows with them? They've been up and down a little bit. Like, they lose to Marshall, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, they're Notre Dame. They can't be that bad, right? It's not an egregious over. It's under 50. It's a little under 50. It's in a dome. Let's get some points. We're gonna start with some positivity. We're gonna get a lot of points. We're gonna enjoy an over. Get the show back on the road with an over, right?
I like a good over. All right, turning to the under, we go to the Big Ten as always for our unders of the week. We have Northwestern at Iowa at 37.5. Can you get under 37.5? How does that work?
That total started lower and it's gone up, so we're going to take it up to 37.5. So I said we picked that over. We started the show with the over to be fun. Let me tell you, like an under 37.5 with Iowa, that can be fun too. You just got to be in the right mindset. I know a lot of times under you want nothing to happen, but I'm telling you, like I bet an under with Iowa early season against South Dakota State. Like that might have been the most fun I've had. Part of it is Iowa loses, and it's fun for me to watch Iowa stink because Minnesota stinks too. So like that's part of it, right? But yeah, just like they can't score. They got 2 terrible quarterbacks. Northwestern, I don't know how many bad quarterbacks they have, but they got nothing. They like at least Northwestern has a running back that's good. But yeah, like these teams can't score. Let them play at 6 a.m. like Northwestern Pat Fitzgerald want them to. So again, we got the over for fun with Syracuse and Notre Dame. Same thing. We got the under for fun with Northwestern and Iowa.
Interesting pick. All right, so next up is the segment that everybody really tunes into the show for, and that's the Bless Their Hearts segment, and it is brought to you by Strategic Coaching. Are you a college student looking to finish the semester well? Well, is your life just not quite going the way you wanted it to go? Strategic Coaching is there for you, specializing in life and ADHD coaching. Strategic Connection Coaching can guide you to success. Find them online at strategicconnectionsadhd.com. Sending it to Kyla out in Nacogdoches, Texas. Kyla, give us your Bless Their Hearts of the week.
Hello, everyone. I want to just start this week's Bless Your Heart out with a confession. I don't actually know a whole lot about college football. Shocking, I know. I mean, look at me. Everything about me just screams that I'm a massive college football fan, but that is not true, unfortunately. So when my dad pitched this topic to me this week, I thought I would take the extra time to research and really learn about it before I talk to you. And I found out that if a college football coach sucks enough at their job, the university will actually pay them to go away. That's right, folks. Today's Bless Your Heart is dedicated to the one and only Jimbo Fisher, one of the most hated men in college football right now, at least according to the Texas A&M Aggies. Besides the fact that his name sounds like, by all means, he should be standing on the side of the highway trying to sell you 50-cent crawdads as you awkwardly drive by in your car, He's also the head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies, and he's been running the team into the ground since 2018. Fans are calling for his termination, which is understandable because the man's main recruitment strategy is to lose more games. And you can look that up. Those words came out of his mouth. He thinks losing is an appropriate strategy, like for recruiting, which is insane. And Jimbo is no stranger to bashing like this. In 2014, a columnist for Yahoo Sports called him stressed, sounding at times a bit unhinged, and carrying himself a bit like a nervous woodland creature, which doesn't have anything to do with this, admittedly. But come on, that's pretty funny, right? Anyway, things are getting pretty hairy for dear old Jimbo, but unfortunately, due to a contract extension granted to him by the university last year, he cannot be fired. Not without buying him out to the tune of $86 million. Great job, Texas A&M. You found a real winner here, and for some reason decided to extend his contract. So now that you have this man, and he sucks so bad, you can't make him go away unless you pay him $86 million. Think about that for 1 minute and tell me that you don't want to walk into the ocean. Think about all the cool stuff you could buy for $86 million. I mean, you don't have any money. You're watching this podcast right now. Anyway, Jimbo, this one's for you. And if I were you, I would take the payout and leave. You're clearly not wanted by the fans, by the players, nobody. And I think it's time you pursue a new dream. You know, think about how many crawdads you could buy for $86 million. Open up a little stand. Get yourself a cardboard sign and write 50 cents across it in a felt tip pen. You cannot possibly be worse at that than you are at being a college football coach.
Kyla, thanks for that once again. And that's a good segue into our next pick. And this is our underdog. Kyla is maybe not believing in the Fighting Jimbo Fishers of Texas A&M, but my nephew is. Texas A&M money line against Ole Miss. I'm just going to say this: the last 2 weeks you have bet Ole Miss and missed both times. So. Yep. What makes you think that Texas A&M is going to beat Ole Miss?
You hit it. There's absolutely some spite in this pick, right? I'm mad at Ole Miss, so let's pick against them. But here's the other thing. Kyla just said it. Things are not going well in College Station, right? Like Jimbo's on the hot seat, which is absurd. Like that, you can't have that much of a money for a buyout and be on the hot seat. But he is. Here we are, right? But here's the thing.
Is anybody going to play for them this week? Like they just keep kicking guys off the team. Like what's going on down there?
I have a source, and he says we got a lot of freshmen, and at some point they're going to be good. He doesn't know when. It might be next season. It might be some random week of this season.
They're going to be good in the portal for somebody else. Oh,
potentially, yes, yeah. So here's the thing: in college sports, really all sports, but specifically college sports for this show, things are rarely as bad as they seem. And they're seldom as good as they seem. So that's the kind of thought we're going with here. Yeah, Texas A&M has been bad. They've also had like some bright spots. They have a couple good players. A-Chain's a good running back, right? If they figure out a couple more positions, and yes, they have a ton of freshmen playing. Maybe that's part of the struggle they've had. And as you're a freshman playing, like you get more playing experience. So before I made this pick, I texted my Aggie buddy Patrick just to make sure they had a shot. And like he's still watching the replay from the final game against Alabama. Like he still watches that when he wakes up and before he goes to bed.
Patrick, let me just tell you, you still lost. You can watch
they still lost. It hasn't changed.
You still lost
right?
the game.
Right. The play still plays out the same way. They did not score. But yeah, he says they got a shot. I believe him. And again, I think Jimbo, not like this year they're going to figure it out. Maybe they get to celebrate on August 4th. Probably not. But let's give them some hope. They're going to win this week.
All right. And hey, Jimbo, like 86 million. That's a lot of money. Anyway, all right. Next up, you've got the Gopher behind you. Rutgers plus 13, Minnesota. You're taking Rutgers. Is this like your attempt at being happy with Minnesota one way or another? Like either they win and you're happy or they lose and you make money.
I have enough of a cushion. We can still win at 13.5 and like let Rutgers cover, right? Like we can win by 10 and then Rutgers cover and they win and I win. Minnesota sucks. Like they're just bad at football. Like I know what they had no shot last week, but you can also look really bad. And that's kind of what it was. Like we have Mo on offense and Tyler Nubin on defense. And like that's it. Kinda. So I don't think we're very good. Like, can we score 14? Like maybe we win 14-0 and cover. Like that's possible, I suppose. I don't know if we can score enough to cover 13.5. Like that line to me is bonkers. Like how can you watch Gophers last 3 weeks and give them 2 touchdowns? Like I don't know. So yeah, Rutgers 13.5. We'll take that one.
Okay. All right. So those are your underdogs. Texas A&M and Rutgers. For your favorite, Texas Tech is a favorite against Baylor.
Yeah, one quick note on the underdogs.
Okay.
I took Minnesota to cover, right? So Rutgers 13.5. But then just to reiterate, Texas A&M money line, they're winning that game. I know it's only 1.5 spread. A&M's winning that game. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
But yeah, back to Baylor and Texas Tech. I'm picking against Ole Miss because I keep losing bets on Ole Miss, but I'm going back to the well with Texas Tech. We picked them last week. That was one of the only bright spots of our 2-in-5 week. We had Texas Tech. We're going to take them again. What's their line at again, Uncle Neely?
2.5. Guns up over Sick'em Bears.
Yeah. So we can even take a field goal win in overtime and win this, right? So yeah, Texas Tech, Big 12 runs through Lubbock, right? That's what they said.
There it is. Runs through Lubbock. Everything runs through Lubbock, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lubbock's so far out of the way, nothing runs through Lubbock. Anyway, your parlay of the week. We have, this is complicated here. We got Oregon minus 6.5 versus Cal. We've got Michigan minus 6.5 versus Michigan State. Ohio State minus 6.5 versus Penn State. Then we've got Tennessee money line against Kentucky, and Kentucky's trying to make themselves into a football school, but we all know that it's really all about Calipari. Whew, talk to me about all this. There's a lot going on there.
Yep. So the first 3, those teams are all picked to win by a lot of points, and we're just buying it down to a touchdown win, 6.5, right? So they win by a touchdown, we cover there. I mean, I don't think some of those games, I don't think Michigan State's going to be very entertaining. I'm hoping that's the smoothest of the 3. But yeah, I got 3 good teams to win by a touchdown against 3 bad teams. So that's what that one is. The Tennessee Kentucky was a little bit closer spread, maybe a better opponent than the other 3 teams are playing. So we just say Tennessee to win that game. I feel really good about Tennessee winning that game. I looked at the over at this game, but I don't know, can Kentucky keep up? And if they don't, does Tennessee have to score? So I don't know. So we just got the Tennessee money line in this one. But yeah, we got 4 good teams to win, 3 of them by touchdown. Tennessee, however they want to win, works for me.
All right. Let's switch gears here. We're going to hockey.
Yeah. So I wanted to pick hockey. I don't know why people are asking me for picks on a different sport. I've had multiple people say you got to throw in some hockey picks. I'll be honest, I didn't get enough time to research to put in a pick. Again, we're recording this Thursday night. I'm trying to pick some games for the weekend, so you don't have time to watch and get this. I'm mad about hockey right now too. I'm doing all the right things. There's some trends where you bet teams that are favored on the road after 3 days rest, and that's not even hitting for me. I'm betting against teams that are playing back-to-back nights. That's not even working for me. So I got to dig a little deeper, but I wanted to put this in here so you guys know that we got hockey picks coming next week. I just got to be in the lab a little bit to get some winners for you.
Hockey picks next week. You guys heard it here first. All right, fan of the week. Who you got for the fan of the week this week?
Fan of the week is all of us, all you football fans. You are the fan of the week. Uncle Neely, do you know why?
Tell me.
Starting as of right now, as we're recording on Thursday night, we have 27 straight days of football. There's some college football,
a lot of days of
NFL football. We got 27 days of football. How awesome is that? What a great stretch of the year. October's the best month. November's pretty good. We got 27 days of football to get us through.
That is a lot of days of football. And I just want to give all the viewers out there just a little bit of a recap. Last week's 1 versus 2 in the state of Texas 4A Division 1. We had Stephenville Yellow Jackets traveling to China Spring for a district battle, 1 versus 2. China Spring with a walk-off 43-yarder into the wind, against the wind. Kudos to you, China Springs. That was quite a game. It's a good game.
Very good.
Anyway, all right. Wrap us up. What do we have for our outro here today?
I mean, again, listen, I know that 2 bad weeks in a row. What is it? 3-10. That's not very good. But I mean, like, stay positive. We're going to turn around. We're going to get some wins. Let's start this week. Yeah.
Guns up, everybody. Let's root for those Red Raiders out there. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We really appreciate it. And we will catch you guys next week on Andrew Makes You Money.
Thank you.